Alrighty guys, we are back with another speed test. Today we have the brand new iPhone 10 on my left versus the iPhone 7 Plus on the right. Now just to show you guys that these are the exact phones, as you guys can see, the brand new iPhone 10 there and the 7 Plus here. I've just picked up the 10 and obviously 7 Plus was my last test versus the iPhone 8 Plus. Now I was going to get the iPhone 8 Plus and test that, but because they have the same specs, they're pretty much identical, there is pretty much no reason to do that. So we are testing the iPhone 10 and iPhone 7 Plus. Alright guys, as always, I'm just going to show you the settings before I boot down these devices. So as you guys can see, they both have one photo, or one video should I say, 17 applications. Now my 7 Plus is 128 gig and my iPhone 10 is 64 gig. That's the only difference pretty much between these two phones right now. So as you guys can see there, so I'm going to get out of that. And I'm going to boot down the phone. So let's boot down and start them back up. As you guys can see, I do have the chargers connected. So at the same time, I'm going to flick the power on. And then both devices should be able to power on at the same time and see which one actually boots up faster. Alright, so now I'm going to power them both off at the same time. I don't think it really makes a difference. And see which one. And then once I do plug the charger back in, we'll see which one starts up first. Alrighty guys, both devices are off, so on the count of 3, I'm going to flick the switch and see which one boots up faster. 1, 2, 3. Alright, so both of them have been plugged in. iPhone 7 Plus coming on first there. iPhone 10 just behind. Okay, the iPhone 10 has... the Apple logo's gone. Now they're back. I think the iPhone 10 is in the lead here. And we'll see which one boots up faster. There we go. So the iPhone 10 did come faster there, so we can slide into that a few seconds before, and there comes the iPhone 7 Plus. So not too much of a difference there, not too bad. They're both very similar. It's pretty much same as the 8 Plus versus 7 Plus in terms of speed-wise. So we'll see. The only difference is this is running more pixels on the screen. Obviously, it's got a 2K display. So that's the only difference between that and the 8 Plus pretty much in terms of spec-wise. Alright, so we're going to start with some just general applications opening at the same time, see which one opens faster. Move to Safari, then from there, we're going to do an in-depth on here. Geekbench, Speed Test, Mario Run, Asphalt 8, Infinity Blade 3, Real Racing 3, iMovie to export a 4K movie, YouTube and Twitter, and see which one comes up on top, or just which one is just faster overall. So first of all, we're going to open up Maps and see which one starts or brings up Maps quicker. So on the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. Now, just so you guys know, they both are also on the same Wi-Fi network, if that helps you. Now, I'm not going to clear the app switches, so obviously we'll let that RAM do its work. So again, on the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. Again, exactly the same. I don't want to clear that. No. Okay, so now moving on to weather. 1, 2, 3. Again, pretty much exactly the same. 1, 2, 3. Again, there's not much of a difference there at all. If there's a difference at all, I don't think there is. Now, next up, we'll open up the App Store. 1, 2, 3. So the 10 was slightly faster there, but there's nothing that you're going to notice in day-to-day usage, I don't think. So again, one more time. 1, 2, 3. No, exactly the same there. As obviously as they're both opened, and the camera as well. I want to see which one focuses first. So 1, 2, 3. So the iPhone 10 was just in front there, but again, not by much. So the 7 Plus is still holding its ground pretty well. So we'll open up Safari. 1, 2, 3. We'll both go to my speed test folders here. And we'll start off with The Verge and see which one starts The Verge faster. Now, just so I can point this out, they are obviously on the same Wi-Fi network, so pretty much who gets the Wi-Fi network first, if that makes sense. So we'll see what is faster. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so the iPhone 10 was just in front there. Not too much of a difference. Now we'll move on to CNET. 1, 2, 3. So again, I think they're pretty much neck and neck. The 7 Plus actually won there. So to be honest with you, like little things like this, even open up those apps, you can see that the 7 Plus isn't doing too bad. It's actually going pretty good. So if you have a 7 Plus and you just want to upgrade, if you just wanted a new screen, obviously yes. But in terms of spec-wise, there's not much of a difference. On paper there is, but in person and using it day to day, there's not much of a difference right now. So Apple now, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so the iPhone 10 did win there again. But like I said, not much of a difference. Now, I'm getting to opening some apps because that's where we might see a bit of a difference. So first of all, I want to run a Geekbench on both devices just to get us started. Obviously, they're both running iOS 11.1, as you guys saw. A11 Bionic chip here and A10 Fusion chip there. So there it is. Both running 3 gigs of RAM as well. So we'll see which one comes up on top. Alright guys, so both devices are done here. Now the iPhone 7 Plus actually finished first, surprisingly. Now, single core score, 4,237 on the iPhone 10 versus iPhone 7 Plus with a score of 3,458. A multi-core score on the 10, 10,244 versus 5,836. Now, this obviously has the same processor as the iPhone 8 Plus, so the scores should be pretty similar. But again, this is pretty much half the score in terms of multi-core score on the iPhone 10, and it still keeps up with it, which is pretty good. So we're going to get out of that. There we go. We'll go into speed tests. Now I'm going to run individual speed tests so we don't run into any problems. I'll start with the iPhone 10. Alright, so we got the 82.42 megabits download and a 1.36 upload. Not too bad. Now we'll check the 7 Plus. Alright, so the iPhone 7 Plus scored 45.66 megabits down and a 1.1 up. Now, they were on the same server, so I'm going to change the servers and see if we can get different results. Alright, so we'll try that one more time and see if we get anything different. Alright, so the scores come in, are pretty much similar to last time. Now we'll test the 7 Plus one more time on the same server, see what score that gets. Alright, again, the iPhone 7 Plus, similar score to last time. I don't know why it keeps getting a higher ping. They're on the same Wi-Fi network, different times, obviously, I'm starting to test that, and the same server, so they shouldn't be getting that, but it is. So anyway, they're the scores, so that's pretty consistent on both devices. Now, next up, we're going to start with some games. So first of all, we'll do some Mario Run. So on the count of 3, I'll start Mario Run and see which one opens first. 1, 2, 3. So Mario Run has just been optimized, I'm pretty sure, for the iPhone 10, as you guys can see. I'm going to keep tapping, and hopefully they start the exact same time. Now, I'm just going to be surprised. There we go. So the iPhone 10 was actually ahead there, and it started quickly. Let me just turn the volume down on both devices. So we just got out of Mario Run. The iPhone 10 did actually win there, but it wants us to make an account. So we're going to move on to Asphalt 8. So on the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. Alright, so it looks like they're pretty similar right now. iPhone 7 Plus actually got ahead there. Now I just want to see which one, if the brute force of the iPhone... Nope. iPhone 7 Plus wins, and the iPhone 10, there we go, comes in a few seconds later actually. So the iPhone 10 actually lost there. Next up, we got Infinity Blade 3. 1, 2, 3. So they're pretty much neck and neck here. These intros go for a long time, so I just want to see which one actually just gets to a certain part at the same time, or which one's faster to get to a certain part, because in my last speed test video, the intro went for ages on this game. So I just want to see which one kicks ahead here. Alright, as you guys can see, they're pretty much neck and neck. The iPhone 10 is just a little bit in front, as you can see from the trailer. But yeah, that is pretty much it. Now, this game takes ages to load in, so I'm just going to close this down. I'm just going to get used to closing it. Now, move on to Real Racing 3. So on the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. Oh, we'll try that one more time. Close out this one. Count of 3. Alright, so again on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. So same time there. iPhone 10 just ahead. But the 7 Plus isn't doing too bad throughout these whole tests, as you guys have seen from this video. It is still pretty close and pretty good for a phone that's 1 year old compared to the brand new flagship. So as you guys can see there, the 10 is obviously ahead and pushing. Now, there you go. So the 10 is ready to go. And the 7 Plus is pretty much there with a few seconds behind. Alright, so both phones are ready to go now. So not too bad from the 7 Plus. Again, holding its ground. Now, I'm not going to close those. I forgot about that. Going to swipe up out of there. Okay, so next up, we're going to export a 4K video that I have saved in my camera roll at the same time. So we'll open iMovie up. 1, 2, 3. We'll go create project, movie. Now the iPhone 10 actually hasn't loaded it. There we go. So the iPhone 7 Plus actually won there by a mile. So we've got both the movies. I'm going to go create movie, create movie. So as you guys can see, the movie is created. So now, if I go done, I'm going to export this movie at 4K into my camera roll and see which one actually exports quicker. Alright, so we're going to export the video. So we'll go save video. And on the count of 3, we're going to click 4K at the same time and see which one actually exports it first. So 1, 2, 3. So in theory here, the iPhone 10 should push ahead. Obviously due to the performance it does have in the A11 Bionic chip. But just from looking at it, the 7 Plus looks like it's actually leading. Alright, so I will come to you guys. I will come back once it is finished. Alright guys, as you can see, the iPhone 7 Plus has actually outperformed the iPhone 10 and exported the 4K video faster, which is crazy. So really good to the 7 Plus. If you have a 7 Plus and you're thinking about upgrading to like an 8 Plus or even an iPhone 10 just for performance wise, I don't think it's worth it. As you guys can see, the iPhone 10 is a far bit behind, and you saw I started the test at the exact same time. So we'll leave the time on the iPhone 10 and on the iPhone 7 Plus so you guys can see the difference in times once it has finished exporting. Alright guys, so the iPhone 10 has just finished as well. So it was pretty good on the iPhone 7 part to be able to actually outperform the iPhone 10. So props to the iPhone 7. Alright guys, so we're going to go back into this. You guys did see the times of the different exporting 7 Plus and 10, and you did see the time difference, and there's a big difference between both of them. So anyway, we're going to move on to YouTube now, then Twitter, and then we'll bring the speed test to an end. So 1, 2, 3. So as you guys can see, the yellow display is a bit more yellow on here because it does have the True Tone display. iPhone 7 Plus still searching for the homepage on YouTube for some reason. Alright guys, there we are. So we're going to scroll down and just find a video. Probably go to my channel, might be a good idea so I don't get copyrighted for anything. So we're just going to go to my channel for a sec. Alright guys, we're on my channel, so I'm going to load my last speed test video at the exact same time and see which one loads first. So 1, 2, 3. Alright, so we're playing an ad first. iPhone 7 Plus is struggling to connect it to the Wi-Fi. I don't know why it's doing that, but as you guys can see, it just won't stay on. I don't know why. We'll try that test one more time, so we'll just close that video. Alright, again, so we'll try it one more time. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so the iPhone 10, that was a bit unfair because the ad started on that one. So again, I'm going to try it one more time after this ad finishes. Okay, last time. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so it's pretty much even there. As you guys saw, the iPhone 10 I think was just a hair in front, but it was pretty spot on there for both phones. Pretty much the same. So, all right, last app we're going to do is Twitter. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so the iPhone 10 was just a hair in front there, but like I said, in day-to-day usage, it might add up a little bit, but nothing too significant. So, pretty good on both phones. The iPhone 7 Plus, I was pretty shocked. Again, when I did compare the iPhone 8 Plus to the 7 Plus, it was pretty similar as well. So, there shouldn't be too much of a difference between this. It's just pushing a few more pixels, obviously, compared to the 8 Plus, obviously, and the 7 Plus. So, if you guys have enjoyed this, make sure to smash the thumbs up button. Thank you for watching, and hope you guys did enjoy, and I'll catch you guys in another test.